Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is episode 5 of the Jolting Joe Sports Show, coming to you on Tuesday, February the 15th, just a couple days after the Super Bowl. That's what we're going to mostly talk about today. Yesterday, of course, was Valentine's Day. Normally I post this stuff on Friday, but yeah, we're right after the Super Bowl, so you figure, let's talk some Super Bowl. So, let's start the show. What are you smoking? What are you drinking? And smoking-wise, because I couldn't light it up since I was inside a couple weeks ago, we're going to go with the Rocky Patel 2003 Cameroon. Yeah, that's some good stuff right there. And I lit it this time, so we don't have to take up time lighting that mother. And then also, too, what are you drinking? Once again, from our local craft brewery, St. Arnold. I drank one of these last week, but this one is Barrel Aged Commitment, which is, as you can see, an Imperial Stout. Nice big high ABV right there, baby. Yeah, almost 16%. Yeah, good stuff. But this is their Commitment, which actually comes in a 4-pack, a little bit lower ABV, but this is the barrel-aged version of that. Vanilla and toasted coconut. Got my Commitment Imperial Stout glass there, and I started pouring one, but I'm going to go ahead so y'all can see that I'm actually pouring this there. There we go. Get that nice and high. Cut that off. Oh, yeah. Get that drip there. But that's a, if you like stouts, man, and I love stouts, that's some good stuff. Well, I'm here on the back porch today. Beautiful weather here in Houston, Texas. Damn near 70 degrees here in February. But cheers, everybody. So, all right, well, let's get into it. Of course, the big game was on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. And, well, I was half right, betting-wise. The Bengals did cover. Bengals, of course, were underdogs by 4.5 points and only lose by 3. So if you had the Bengals plus the 4.5, congratulations. And if you had the under, congratulations. The under just hit. Ended up being 43 total points. Actually, not just hit. I was actually pretty... Yeah, one more touchdown and another touchdown would have put it over the over, which is what I was hoping for at the end of the game. I had the over. I parlayed it with the thing, so I ended up losing my money. What are you going to do? Yeah, shit happens, right? You know, that's just kind of the way. So why they call it gambling. All right. And last year, I actually took the under because everybody was like, man, I think the over is going to hit in this game. I think the over is going to hit in this game. I was like, man, I think it's going to be the under. Took the under, but I took the damn Chiefs. So this year it flip-flopped. Got the spread, missed the over-under. What are you going to do? Yeah. Year before that, though, Kansas City and San Fran, though, I did hit parlay that one correctly. Got Kansas City, got the over. It was fantastic. But that's 3 Super Bowls in a row now that have hit the under. But also, of course, the Rams end up winning the game. They now are the second team to not only host a Super Bowl in their home stadium, but to win that Super Bowl. So Tampa's got, so Tampa did it, Rams did it. Will the Cardinals do it next year? Probably not, because Kyler Murray's throwing a bitch fit right now. But we'll get into that in a little bit later here. All right. So, let's talk about the game. Personal opinion. Was not the best Super Bowl ever, but it wasn't the worst Super Bowl ever. It kind of dragged a little bit in that second half. Cincinnati came out like gangbusters, man. They throw Joe Burrow throws that bomb, and easy, 7 points first play of the second half, and then Stafford comes back, throws a pick. Cincy has to settle for 3, but quick 10 points, and me and my buddy had the over, and we're sitting there going, oh man, I think this over is going to hit, man. And of course I needed Cincinnati to still cover the 4.5, so that they could have lost by 4. I would have been okay with that. Like, I didn't have a dog in the fight. I like both teams. Both teams had good stories. I like Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford winning after being in Detroit, I think, is a great story. Aaron Donald, I think, deserves a ring. So that was a good story. Whitlock, too, the offensive lineman, the NFL Peyton Manning, Walter Payton, Man of the Year award winner, who's 40 years old, my age, and wins the Super Bowl. That's a great story. And then if the Bengals would have won, Joe Burrow coming off a knee injury, only in his second year. Jamar Chase, his rookie season, offensive rookie of the year. There were some good stories that the Bengals, of course, had been to it twice before. They had gotten beat by Joe Montana and his 49ers, and Bill Walsh, Jerry Rice. They've been beaten twice and had been to Super Bowl in 30 years. And the franchise had never won a Super Bowl, so that would have been a good story too. And so I would have been happy no matter what either team won or not. But Rams, they were a little slow going. But like I said, as far as the pace goes, first half wasn't bad. And then that second half, like I said, you got this quick 10 points, and then everybody decided to play defense all of a sudden. Both teams played defense. Stafford, had thrown that, threw that pick early, and then Burrow, of course, got sacked a bunch. I think he got sacked 5 times in this game. Set an NFL record for being sacked the most in the playoffs. I want to say the Raiders only got him 3 times. It might have only been 2. It was 2 or 3 times the Raiders got him. The Titans hit him for 9 sacks. Kansas City, I think, sacked him 5 times too. I may be wrong about that. But then also too, and then the Rams sacked him 5 times too. So I mean, 19. He got sacked over 20 times in what is that? In 4 games? In 4 games, right? But yeah, wild card weekend, divisional round, championship 4 games, 20 times in 4 games. That's nuts. That's averaging 5 sacks a game. I tell you what, though, if Cincinnati gets a better offensive line, they're going to be a goddamn good football team for years to come. I mean, if you can protect Burrow, Jesus, and we'll get to that last play of the game here in a second as we kind of go through the game here. But like I said, it was just sluggish in that third quarter, except for the 10 points, and then nobody really did anything until the end of the fourth quarter. The Rams got a field goal, but then they, went down, scored a touchdown, took the lead, 20 to 3. And then the Bengals got and then they got the ball. And that was with 120 left on the clock or whatever, 120, 125 was left on the clock when they scored. And that was the only touchdown in the second half only the second touchdown of the half, but only a touchdown the Rams scored that half. So nobody did anything from the time that 10 points was scored until the Rams put it in the end zone there. Oops, sorry. I'm not gonna, oh shit. All right, there we go. I stretch my legs out. Not gonna stand around. So, it's kind of what, so kind of was a little sluggish, but like I said, not the worst. It was close. Cincy had a chance to win it there at the end, so there was excitement towards the end of the game there. That's always, which is always good. That's what you look for in a Super Bowl. So, like I said, not the most entertaining game, not the best game, but it wasn't by far the worst. It was a hell of a lot better than the last time the Rams were in the Super Bowl. My God. Was it like 16-3 or something like that when the Patriots played the Rams? Ooh, God, that was a horrible Super Bowl. Worst Super Bowl of my lifetime by far. God, that game was boring AF. Nobody could score. It was horrible. But Rams were built for this. I mean, they bring in Von Miller. They bring in Jalen Ramsey. They bring in Odell Beckham Jr. They bring in Matthew Stafford. You got Sean McVay there, but they brought those weapons in, and there you go. They're Super Bowl champions, so it obviously worked for them. Cincinnati, I think, with Joe Burrow, like I said, get Joe Burrow on offensive line. That defense played really well, especially in the playoffs. Bengals, they keep that core intact. They keep a good defense. They get an offensive line. You got Burrow, you got Mixon, you got Chase. Maybe add a tight end or something like that to give Burrow one more weapon. Hell, man, that'll be a damn good offense, and they'll put up some serious damn points. And so I think it's going to be, here in the next few years with all these young quarterbacks. You got Josh Allen with Buffalo, you got Patrick Mahomes with Kansas City, you got Joe Burrow with the Bengals. Or with the Bengals, I should say, because Bengals, that's an 80s girl band. But anyway, but Cincy will say, there's going to be a damn good conference to watch. You got, Mac Jones should get better here with the Patriots. So, there's some damn good young quarterbacks in that AFC. So it should be fun to watch here for the next few years. So anyway, all right, let's take another sip here, and then we'll get into this game as I've been teasing forever here. All right, I'm going to take another drag, too. All right. So I'm old school. I got the newspaper here, so I don't miss anything here, but I just kind of want to use this because, like I said, so opening drive, both teams really didn't do anything much on their opening drive. But then, LA finally got things going and, got on the board first with a touchdown. Cincinnati had a chance to win this game. They had to settle for three a couple times, inside the red zone. And that Ram defense stepped it up. And, of course, that Rams defense is really damn good. Let's just go ahead and you can get into the roughing situation. It wasn't that bad of a called game. It's just they let a lot of stuff go, which I'm okay with. Let them play. But there was clearly a PI that should have been called in Cincy's favor when the Rams DB grabbed the shirt of the Cincinnati wide receiver. They call it in the regular season when you grab the T-shirt because you're still impeding them. And usually, you want to grab, they'll flow if you grab the jersey. But usually with the shirt, they'll call it in the regular season. They didn't call it today. In this game, probably should have been a PI. It wasn't. I'm okay with that. And then I think it was Jamar Chase that scored that touchdown, right? On that first touchdown. Let's see. Yeah, because Chase had 5 for but that one where there we go. Hold on a second here. Where was that? That was that first. Oh, no, that was that second half one, third quarter. That was Higgins. Okay, making sure I got it right. But Higgins on Jalen Ramsey, that was clearly a face mask. And that should have been offensive pass interference, but they let it go. And I think they kind of made up for that call a little bit later in the game. But really, there was like 4 flags in that game. There was 2 delay of game called, and there was that taunting call. And I don't remember the guy's name that came on the field for Cincy, but that was the dumbest freaking thing that you could freaking do. Dude, you're in street clothes, you're not in the game, and you're going to go after that interception, you're going to go jump in the end zone and celebrate with your team? No, of course they're going to give you a taunting call, and that was half the distance to the goal, backed them up, or a 15-yard penalty. I think they just, or, whatever, but so they started on the 20 or 25, they ended up getting backed up to the 10, and that drive ended up working out for Cincinnati. That was freaking stupid. If I was the coach, I would have sent his ass back to the locker room and said, go home. But that was a boneheaded mistake. So you're obviously going to get the taunting call there, which was a good call as well. But just not a lot of flags. I don't think there was a single holding call in that game. No offsides were called. There might have been one false start or something. Like I said, I know there was the 2 delay of games, but that was it. Until that last drive, when, of course, the refs then got flag happy and dropped the hanky 3 times in a row. And like I said, there should have been a PI earlier in the game. There should have been a face mask in the game too. But then the 2 holding calls that they call, I think one might have been a PI and one was a holding, or they were both holding. But those penalties, a couple of those holding calls were ticky tacky, real ticky tacky calls. And it's like, so so Cincy fans, I'm feeling you, man. Like if you're pissed about that, I completely understand, because that was some, but like I said, you also got a free touchdown because that touchdown should have came back because Higgins clearly had the face mask. All right, so so you kind of trade touchdowns there. So it kind of is what it is. That's just the nature of the NFL. So as far as that goes, but. Just be consistent, refs. That's all we ask for. Don't let them play and then all of a sudden get ticky-tacky. All right, either let them play or be ticky-tacky. Don't. We're gonna let them play and then get ticky-tacky. I feel like there's a couple last calls were kind of ticky-tacky, but I don't think the officiating affected the outcome of the game or anything. I think it is what it was. All right. But yeah, Odell got in the end zone first off Stafford. First play, 6 drives, 50 yards. Stafford, 20-yard pass. That was a key play there. 3rd and 4, then Odell got it. And then, of course, Odell later in the game tore his ACL, which sucked. Didn't even get hit. Just turf monster got him. Planted wrong, and unfortunately, that was just it. If Odell would have stayed in the game, Rams might have put up some more points, and this thing could have been a blowout. But, personal opinion there. Rams, Bengals come back. They get a field goal from McPherson there, and but had to settle for 3. Had a chance to get into the end zone, tie the game, but had to settle for 3. Second quarter, of course, Kupp with his first touchdown pass of the game, and then in that one, and then Cincinnati came back, of course, and then Joe Mixon with the trick play, the trickeration. Mixon throws it to Higgins for a 6-yard touchdown pass, and at halftime it was 13-10. So, like I said, pretty good game. And if you had the over, you were getting kind of worried, and hell, we were worried too as far as that goes. But it was a pretty well played. Whoa. I'm trying to even up my run here, and my lighter's just like, woohoo! The Olympic goddamn flame over here. Right. Okay. We'll let that go for a little bit here. Maybe put a little beer on it. Can I get it? See if I can stop this uneven burn. All right. There we go. All right. Okay. Usually I try not to ash that early, but like I said, I just don't want the ash to fall off and trying to get this uneven burn going. Anyway, I digress. All right. That's what we do on the show, though. We drink, we smoke. Yes. All right. So coming out of halftime, like we already discussed it, the 75-yard pass from Burrow, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna get a cover, we're gonna hit the over, man. And I bet I'll tell y'all. I mean, I had like $185 left over, and for betting, I was like, screw it, I'll parlay it, and could have won over $400, and got screwed. Of course, if I just would have taken the damn points and the cover, I would have done it too, but I would have won. But yeah, whatever. And like I said, it's called game one for a reason. So that happened, and then of course it's 17-13, Cincy at that point, and then the pick. Stafford threw his second pick of the game, but then once again, since he had to settle for a field goal, so another drive stalled, so 17-13. And then, of course, like I said, not much happened really in the fourth quarter until the end of the game there. But after that, but of course, Rams got a field goal. And the trick play that the Rams run, that was a head scratcher. They Kupp tried to throw it to Stafford, the old Philly special. And of course, the Patriots tried that in the Super Bowl against Philadelphia too. They tried to throw a pass to Tom Brady in that game, which fell incomplete. And so apparently, if you're a quarterback, the only quarterback that could catch in a Super Bowl is Nick Foles. That's the moral of this story. All right. But of course, that was the old Philly special back when Philly beat New England. But that was incomplete, and that to me, like, Sean McVay was kind of reaching there. Both coaches kind of had some questionable calls. I think Sean McVay was trying to outthink himself a little bit there, and then and same thing with Cincinnati there. But anywho, they were able to, so since he ended up, going up, it's 20-16, and then of course the Rams come back, and then they get the Kupp ends up beautiful little move, and just a nice little hip throw from Stafford. Poor Eli Apple getting toasted on that one. Got burned a couple times in that game, and they went up. Rams to go up, of course, 23-20. Rams, remember, had that missed extra point, too, on the botched snap. And that was just on the holder. Holder just bobbled it. Snap was good, and just didn't get the ball down as far as that goes. And so, unfortunately, that's what happened with that. So that kind of cost the Rams a point. So since he's got the ball back, they had all 3 timeouts. Had a minute 25 left on the clock. Plenty of time. Rams get the ball out of the end zone. Burrow, all they needed was a field goal to go in overtime, and they got the 1 first down, and then but the only question that I have as far as the play calling goes from Cincy on that was, number one, if you're going to run the ball, why are you not giving it to Joe Mixon? Why are you not giving it to Joe Mixon? All right, that was a stupid play. Why is Joe Mixon not in the game at that point? I don't understand that. To be completely honest with you. I don't necessarily mind them running on 3rd and 1 to try and pick up that first down, but you got to put Joe Mixon in there, man. You got to put Joe Mixon in there. I don't if Mixon's back there, it makes it a little bit easier for me to accept that decision to run it on 3rd and 1. If Mixon had been in there, but also too, the other part of me is like, why are you running the ball on 3rd and 1? Right. And also too, the Rams did the same thing at the other end before they scored that touchdown with the Cup. They had Stafford on a 4th and 1. Not a 4th and 1. It wasn't 4th down. It was like 1st down or something. But they try to sneak with Stafford from the freaking 1. Stafford's not getting in. Just, that was kind of a head-scratching play call too, I thought, from McVay. But then, 3rd and 1, you don't get it. It's now 4th and 1. So at least, throw a screen pass, throw something short. You got all 3 timeouts left, but they didn't get the 1st down. They had to burn a timeout. And then, of course, Joe Burrow got pressured and, tried to pitch it. Maybe home dude tries to, tries to dive for it. Maybe he should have dove for the ball. He might have had to be. Joe just saw him out there, and he knew he was going to get sacked, and he was. Aaron Donald was draped all over him. He was going down. It was 4th down at that point. He had to do something. And so, I thought maybe the Bengals should maybe dinked and dunked a little bit more. But, and then also, too, Jalen Ramsey fell down on that play, too. And Jamar Chase was wide open if you look on the expanded view on that. And unfortunately, Joe Burrow just didn't have any time. Darnold was coming in there like a bat out of hell and got to Burrow and down he went. He was going to go down for the 6th time, and Burrow knew he couldn't take a sack there. So at least Burrow had awareness for that because he's going to get sacked. He was avoiding the sack there. Donald was all over him. He was going to drop him, and but of course the ball falls incomplete. Turnover on downs. Rams, all they got to do is take a knee, and that's the ball game. So, like I said, Kupp ended up being the MVP. I have no problem with that whatsoever. He had those 2 big touchdowns. Aaron Donald, I thought, could have been the MVP too, although defensive player rarely wins the MVP, especially in the Super Bowl. It's happened a couple times, but not very often. As far as that goes. But, the Rams did what they needed to do, and they got the win and ended up, a final score of 23, like I said, 23-20. So if you had the Bengals and the points, you were good. If you had the under, you were good. And if you're like me and had the over and parlayed it with the points, you were screwed. All right, but, whatever. Like I said, I was playing big. You go big or go home. So I went big, and I went home because lost. So that was the Super Bowl, and so we'll see what happens next season. Betting favorites already: Chiefs, Bills, Rams, Bengals. I think the Cowboys can round out the top 5 there. But Cowboys are the Cowboys, so Hey. All right, sorry, Cowboys fans, I gotta give you all a little bit of shit because if y'all weren't so delusional, y'all would be a little bit harder to make fun of. But there are a lot of sane Cowboys fans out there, I will say, that aren't delusional. But there's a lot of Cowboy fans that are just kind of bandwagon fans, and they're like, ooh, Cowboys, and they haven't been good in haven't been to a Super Bowl in damn near 30 years, and I'm one to talk. My team hasn't been in 30 years this year, so but like I said, we know we suck when the season starts. Cowboys fans always get their hopes up high. They're kind of like Cubs fans. This is our year, and then it just falls apart. That's why they're kind of so easy to make fun of. But anyway, we love you, Cowboys fans. Not really. I don't love you. I don't like your team. I love. I don't like your team. All right. Anyway. Well, Cowboy fans don't like their team. But anyway. So the only other thing with the NFL is this whole Kyler Murray situation, where he deleted everything, deleted the Cardinals from his social media account and stuff, and basically just being a little baby, throwing a little bitch fit. I have no idea what the hell that's about. But apparently this is kind of par for the course for Kyler Murray. He had the same issue when he was at Texas A&M and went to Oklahoma. Kind of having the same issue now, which is when things get hard, Murray quits. And he thinks that, he's being the scapegoated, but you're the quarterback, you're the leader of the team, you're going to get criticized, but at the same time, it's like, don't, go in and finish the game. Don't throw a little bitch fit and not go in, when you know that you've lost. And so, that's what the Cardinals have kind of said is like, we expect him to be a better leader, which is fine. But apparently Kyler Murray likes to finger point and not blame him, not take criticism very well when things get hard. he doesn't want to do hard. He wants it easy. He wants wants it to be easy. And of course, the old saying, if it was easy, anybody could do it. So he just, that's just kind of on him. But I don't kind of get that, And hell, if you want to go play baseball, go play baseball. If they know, well, it's right for you. But hell, if you get stuck in the minor leagues for 3 years and don't get called up right away, you're going to quit that too, So, like I said, when things get hard, you can't just give up, But and then also too, defense figured Murray out now, and he's not having the success on the field that he had in the past, and he's used to having success and can't deal with failure, which, I understand that with competitors, that competitors, want to compete, they want to be the best, they don't want to fail. I get that. But at the same time, don't give up when you do get beat, all right? And that's really my only issue with Tom Brady. He's the GOAT, all right? I'm not going to argue that. He's the GOAT. But also, too, with Tom Brady is he is a really bad loser. Which I know comes from being a competitor, because obviously he wants to win. The guy's been to 10 freaking Super Bowls and won 7 of them, for crying out loud. I did like the fact that Tom Brady posted that he had his alarm set for Super Bowl Sunday. When the alarm went off, he just posted a screenshot of it and just said shit. So I like when Brady does stuff like that. It seems like he's a little bit more human and a little bit not such of a pretentious douche canoe. But anyway, but yeah, that was always my problem with Brady. Didn't shake Foles' hand when the Bears beat him last year in 2020. He didn't shake Foles' hand. He's a really bad loser, really sore loser. And like I said, I get that you're a competitor, you want to compete, but at the same time, you got to swallow your pride, and you got to go out there and say, you know what, congratulations, you beat me today. Didn't just shake hands. Just be a good sport, for crying out loud. So that's the thing with Kyler Murray. Like if you're gonna quit when things get hard, then you're really not a leader, and you probably really should be playing professional sports, because you're gonna lose a lot. All right, and imagine playing baseball and you're gonna lose. Hell, you're gonna lose 62, 72, 82 games a season, and still be in the playoffs. But and you're going to slump and stuff like that, but you can't, like I said, he can't, if he's in the minor leagues for 3 years, I don't think he's going to be able to take that. And also, too, if he goes into a slump where he's, 1 for 15, and, I don't know if he could take that either. So, maybe, if you think it's supposed to be easy all the time, maybe you shouldn't be playing professional sports at all. That's just me. All right, my own personal opinion. That's what I think. But nobody in the Cardinals knows what's going on. J.J. Watt doesn't know what's going on. Hopkins doesn't know what's going on. It's like, Kyler Murray's been hurt too, So, but yeah, quit your whining, quit your bitching. Tighten up your jockstrap, play some damn football. All right, yeah, next season. All right, and Cardinals, did good. Had a good season this year. No reason they shouldn't be. That NFC West is still going to be tough though, with San Francisco, the Rams, and the Cardinals. And then we'll see what the Seahawks do. But that's a damn tough division. Yeah, so Kyler Murray, if you want it easy, come play in the AFC South or go play in the NFC East. Go play in a shit division. All right, but if you're trying to be good and everything, screw it, whatever. So, all right, just got a few minutes left here. I'm a sports junkie. I watch everything. There's really not a sport I don't like. But I have been watching the Olympics. I enjoy the Olympics. I like the summer games just a little bit better, just because there's more variety of sports in the summer games. There's not as many sports, of course, in the winter games. But I like the winter games because most of those sports can kill you. Downhill skiing. Let's just fly down a mountain at 70 miles an hour and see what the hell happens. Luge, skeleton, bobsled. Let's go down an icy track on our backs or on our stomachs and have our chin freaking an inch above the ice and at 70 miles an hour. All right. Biathlon. Hey, let's give the skiers guns. Like that shit can kill you. It's been really entertaining. I've been watching a hell of a lot of curling, trying to follow both the men's U.S. team, trying to defend their gold medal. Haven't watched the match from the day they did play Italy today. Haven't seen that one yet. Also, the women played at midnight my time, since they're over in Beijing. That comes on a little bit later, but I haven't been able to, didn't get able to see that one yet either. But hopefully I'll be able to, hopefully I'll be able to watch that too. But the women are doing pretty good too. But yeah, I've been enjoying the whole the curling. Curling's freaking fantastic. I love curling. All right, but I know most of y'all people don't give two monkey shits about curling. But yeah, it's fantastic. But the Olympics has been good. I've really enjoyed them. Men's ice hockey teams in the semifinals. Women's hockey teams going to be playing for the gold against Canada, which I always like, because those two teams do not like each other. They might be women playing hockey, and you can say what you want about women in sports, and it's not as entertaining. Or it is when those two teams are, because they don't like each other. They hate each other. It's fantastic. All right, so hopefully hopefully the women can get it done and beat Canada again, and reclaim that gold medal. Or not reclaim it, but keep it. So anyway. All right, well, that's going to wrap up today, just over the 30-minute mark here. So I want to cut up before my video cuts out. And plus, that's all I kind of want to talk about today with Super Bowl and Kyler Murray and stuff. MLB, of course, lockout still happening. Spring training is going to be at the very least delayed. Anyway, but on that note, hope everybody enjoyed the Super Bowl. Hope everybody had a good time. And looking forward to next football season when things kick off here in September of 2022. And keep watching the Olympics. And like I said, we'll see what the baseball lockout does. But until next week, have a good one, and cheers. All right. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you next time on the Joltin' Joe Sports Show. And remember, that's on Twitter at JJ Sports Show 63. JJ Sports Show 63. See y'all next time.